Folks, we are 9 days out from Christmas, and we're talking CFP here on CSN. Roddy Jones, ABC, ACC Network, Sirius XM, kind enough to join us. He's scarfing down some breakfast as we speak. Lock Dizzy, a.k.a. Trip Hurd, a.k.a. the Lock Doctor, also in the house. Trip may or may not be giving out some picks a little bit later today, because Trip is better at picking games than me. Boys, quick mental health check. As I mentioned, we're 9 days out from Christmas. Tonight, by the way, third night of Hanukkah, if you're keeping track at home, as we record this on a Tuesday morning. Roddy, how are things in the Jones household? You have a lot of daughters. You have 3, I believe. So that's probably a lot of, I don't know, man. I'm a boy dad. Like, what do the girls get for Christmas? Are we going to like we're not going to like the makeup store yet, right? It's too early for that.
No. We ain't doing that. No. Yeah, honestly, it's probably not that much different. I mean, their interests are probably different than the boys. But I don't know. Here's the thing, man. I'm not in charge of much. I think wife's got most of it covered. Around this time, usually, once it's game week for Christmas, 7 days out, we're in game week. Then I start to freak out about all the things that I have not bought for Christmas.
Okay.
So we're a couple days out from that. In a couple of days, I'll have my little freak out where I make her detail everything that we have gotten the kids. And then I think that's not enough. And then I go out and I buy things that I probably shouldn't because they're fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's on the horizon. But right now, pretty good. I got to get some stuff for the wife. She has started to shop for her own Christmas. Like, she did this, I think, 2 years ago the first time. Bought herself all of her Christmas gifts, which I took somewhat personally. I was like, oh, is that a sign that I'm not doing a good job with Christmas? Let's just say it was the best Christmas she ever had. She was fired up. She was like, wow, this is amazing. I had forgotten I bought myself some of this stuff, so it actually was like a present. This is great. To which I thought, well, it's kind of a win-win for everybody, honestly. She gets everything she wants. She's very few returns, and the ones that are returned were planned on. I don't have to do much. But this year I've said, hey, look, let me leave some for me.
Sure.
Unfortunately, I leave these things for the last minute. So they're actually going well. I know 3 things that I need to buy her. I need to go ahead and buy them just to make sure we get them. Okay. So, yeah, that's the deal.
So that's a scouting report on what's going on in the Jones household. Lock Dizzle, you guys celebrate Hanukkah, right? So
yeah.
How is that going? How are you doing? How are you feeling as we approach what Roddy has called game week? We're approaching game week for Christmas. How you holding up?
I mean, I'm feeling okay. My wife has done probably 85% of the Christmas shopping, and has kind of left me with the last 15. So I'll probably struggle to get that done in the last 9 days or so here.
Okay.
My kid will not let a night of Hanukkah go by without lighting the candles. She's very into it. And she's 5 years old. And for Christmas, the thing she really wants this year is a sleigh that makes its own snow. So if you guys know how to put one of those together, let me know. I need help.
Is that a thing? You're talking about the stuff that they use at
not as far as I know of.
Bro, why don't you just take that girl to the mountains and go tubing for a day? You know what I'm saying?
You know what? That's a great idea.
Yeah, just go to Beach Mountain, go to Sugar Mountain. It's 90 minutes from you. It's not that bad. That would be my suggestion anyway. We're doing okay in the Hartzell household. Thank you for asking. These kids are spoiled rotten. My wife does a lot of the shopping. Amazon packages it's just every day. It's like Tetris on the front porch. Just bags, boxes.
Yep.
Dogs are going crazy because people just keep dropping stuff off at the front porch. It's a lifestyle, but we love our wives, so this is what you sign up for.
Love them to death.
Roddy, you have been living you've literally been camping out on Sirius XM all week. So I hope you're not exhausted from talking about college football, because
it's not true. It's factually inaccurate.
I mean, come on, man.
I did one show this morning.
It's the only show I've done this. We're taping this thing at 9:30 a.m., brother. I mean, there's not. Look, you were on yesterday. You're on today. You're on tomorrow.
I did. I was on yesterday. Yeah, I am on tomorrow.
See, you're living in that space.
That's a good point.
But we got a lot to talk about, and I'm excited because I believe, and you correct me if I'm wrong here, I was going through these games, which we'll get to, the 4 first-round games on campus. You have seen all of these teams play in person, with the exception of Oregon JMU. Is that accurate? I mean, you actually called the Tulane Ole Miss game in the regular season, did you not?
Yep. I've not had Alabama. I have not had, so it's Alabama, Oklahoma. I've had A&M twice, Miami 3 times, and I did Ole Miss twice. We have Ole Miss once or twice. We had Ole Miss Tulane. That's it. Yeah, but yes.
You
and I had Tulane twice.
You had the blowout in Oxford during the regular season.
Yep.
I got you covered on Alabama because I just saw them lay an egg with my own eyes at the Benz during the SEC championship, and no one, and I mean no one, on the airwaves has watched more JMU football than ya boy. So I got that covered. Okay, when we get to that game,
do we need to have it covered?
Listen, you don't think there's a path. You don't think there's a path here. You put it at 0.0.
No, I put it at 0.1.
Okay, well, that's a path. It's an unlikely path. Look, I'm not going to sit here and be like, look, JMU, who's a 21.5-point underdog, as we record this show on Tuesday morning, is going to win in Eugene. But there is a path, Roddy Jones. And I am convinced, and you can't convince me otherwise, that at some point a group of 5 team is going to win a CFP game. Look,
probably not, but okay.
Come on. If UMBC can get it done against UVA.
Stop. Different sport.
If I understand they're different sports, but the point is upsets happen. It's college sports, brother. You need to wrap your arms around this. Here's
the thing, dude.
We've already seen a massive upset in the FCS playoffs. Am I wrong?
Upsets actually. No, we have 2 of them. Illinois State's been able to upset 2 teams. Upsets typically don't happen in FBS college football that much, which is why we get so excited over them. And they have happened even less this year when you look at the levels, like group of 5 teams beating FBS teams. Now, upsets among FBS teams or a group of 5 teams beating Power 5 teams. When you look at Power 4 teams upsetting each other, those happen semi-frequently. But the levels to which the world has gotten more parity, has gotten more flat, happens within classes. So it happens within the group of 5 amongst their peers, and it happens within the Power 4 amongst their peers, but not really across tiers, if you will. So that's why I don't think there's a path, man, because there's never been a greater difference between the best of the G5 and the best of the P4 than there is now. Actually, that's probably not true, but I do think it is as pronounced as it's ever been.
Okay. Well, respectfully, Roddy, I disagree. And I think it's naive to say that it's never going to happen as this thing expands, as more and more.
We're not going to have the G5 in there anymore once it expands.
Maybe. I mean, there's a lot of people out there, you, Bud Elliott, Danny Cannell, the whole gang, all y'all out there trying to be like, you know what? We're done with this G5 stuff. Get them out of here. Let's make room for Notre Dame. Let's make room for BYU. I mean, please.
Speaking of Notre Dame, what was the spread on Northern Illinois last year?
It's big.
It was big. 28, something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying.
You've got hope, Hartzell.
Thank you, Lock Dizzy.
It's not going to happen.
I agree. I believe that it is very unlikely. We will get to that
not
game.
Not on this stage.
I want to run through look, man. I already got mine in today. I will not be triggered by you today, Roddy. I will not allow you to upset where I am at mentally. My mental health is pretty strong right now. I feel good about things. Got a little schwitz in this morning. Let out some toxins. We had our company holiday party.
How was your Lane Kiffin hot yoga?
Lane Kiffin gives hot yoga a bad name because it's Lane Kiffin, and anything attached to that guy reeks these days. I got my 45 minutes in, little hot power flow. I feel good, man. The light in me honors the light in both of you. Okay.
No, man. See, that's the part of yoga that you can just miss me with, like the light.
The positivity
you need to center
part.
Yourself.
You want to walk out of there angry?
I want to go in there, and I want the instructor to kick my ass, and I want to walk out of there feeling accomplished, but like bad.
Yeah.
I don't need, hey, look, let's center our chakras and send our energies across the universe. And the light in me sees the light in you. Like, nah, bro. I don't need that.
I'm not super into that either, but I do think, Roddy, in this day and age, a little positivity, a little kindness, a little reaching across the aisle, not a bad thing. Okay. I know you don't keep up with the news a ton, but things are dark out there, bro.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Things are dark, okay?
What you're talking about, I don't keep up with the news.
A little lightness in my life.
Very fair.
It's not the worst thing in the world.
Hey,
and
can I
still
read
sweating
can I read
as
you
we
can I
record
read
this
you
show.
guys a stat? Can I read you guys a stat?
Yeah, please.
This year, teams from the ACC, Big 12, SEC, and Big 10, when they are playing teams from the American Conference USA, MAC, Mountain West, Pac-12, and Sun Belt, are 86-12. Okay, there's 12 losses out of 98 chances. The teams that lost those games were Stanford, Arkansas, Northwestern, Cal, Kansas State, Duke, Florida, Oklahoma State, UCLA, Virginia Tech, and West Virginia.
That doesn't help your case, in my opinion, Roddy.
Proud programs.
You're just you just threw out the ACC champion.
ACC champion.
I mean, you want me to just be like, oh yeah, that's more ammunition for why upsets can't happen. Please. There are some good group of 5 teams out there. Tulane and JMU are 2 of them. Do I think that they're going to be lopsided on Friday or Saturday? Yeah, probably. But there are paths. Anatomy.
Do I need to read this list
Roddy.
again? Do I need to read this list again?
Yeah, most of those teams are trash.
Stanford, Arkansas, Northwestern.
Yes.
I mentioned Cal. They're a bowl team. Kansas State, a bowl team, but declined to play in a bowl. Duke, ACC champion. They got
Put
2
some
of
respect
them.
on them Devils.
Yeah.
Florida, Oklahoma State, UCLA, Virginia Tech, and West Virginia. You know who's not on that list? Anybody good.
Sure. Duke's good.
Duke is not good, bro.
Come
Stop
on,
it.
Roddy. Come on.
Duke's not good.
You'll never be able to take those ACC championship rings.
Nor am I trying. They tried to take mine.
Fingers.
I'm
Yes,
not
they
trying
did.
to, but Duke's
Yes,
not
they
good.
did.
Like
they did
eventually a
famously try to
5-loss
take
team.
yours. Yes.
At some point, a 5-loss team is not good. We need to stop acting like they are.
Okay. We're getting
7-5. How many good 7-5 teams are out there?
Definitely Duke.
Look, man, we're getting sidetracked here. This is not the show where we break down the Troy Jacksonville State Crampton Bowl. This ain't that. That happens.
Didn't realize they had actually played a bowl already.
That is tonight for you degenerates. That's a 9 o'clock
Fucked up
kick.
LA Bowl.
Yeah. The LA Bowl is in the books. Like, Roddy, by the way, shout out to you. Your Christmas wish was granted. You get to go call a Georgia Tech game, baby. Let's go. Pop-Tarts Bowl. Give it to me.
Really thought my Christmas wish was another game, but another kind of game that happens this time of year. That one
I understand. Okay, fair. But decent consolation prize getting to call your alma mater against BYU in the Pop-Tart Bowl. Like, that's a good game, man. Now, I have one request.
Okay.
Again, this is a CFP preview show. We will get into the games, but I have to get this off my chest. I feel like we had this conversation last year. The Pop-Tart Bowl.
Pop-Tarts,
excuse me. People get so excited about the quote-unquote edible mascot.
Yep.
Let me hit pause right there. Let me bang a 30-second timeout.
You got it, granted.
Ain't nothing edible about somebody wearing like a rubber or plastic suit, because that's not edible, son.
What are you talking about?
They're talking about the edible mascots. Like, hey, there's the no. An edible mascot would be a mascot walking around in a giant Pop-Tart or a shield of Pop-Tarts, which you could then break off and eat. You see what I'm saying? You follow me?
Yeah.
Instead, this is just a person in a mascot in a mascot like cover. You know, like I don't know what it's made out of, some synthetic whatever. Then they go into the toaster and a big cookie slides out. Those are different things, man.
Wait, so you're telling me that the Pop-Tart that goes in is not the Pop-Tart that comes out?
Yes.
Well, how did you know
they commit
this?
a human sacrifice in that toaster?
I don't even know what you're.
I can't with you today. I can't. It's not an edible mascot. It's a giant cookie. Now, if that mascot walking around on the field, and my understanding is there's going to be multiple this year, which I think is great because there's lots of different Pop-Tarts flavors, and that's cool. I used to be a s'mores guy myself. Okay? You ever get down with those Pop-Tarts the s'mores flavored Pop-Tarts?
No.
Okay, well, they're pretty good.
No,
maple
it's a
brown
side
sugar
excuse
as
for
well.
a Pop-Tart. Nah.
Okay, well, fine.
Blueberry,
my point is,
strawberry.
if the mascots
even.
if you found a way to incorporate, like I always thought like a samurai, like shield type uniform where it's just actual Pop-Tarts and they're just plated. You know what I'm saying? Like you're walking around at like medieval times and they've got like the armor What if it was like an armored suit of Pop-Tarts? Trip, you're looking very concerned. Like, do you not follow are you picking up what I'm throwing down right now or no?
I'm listening to you. I'm listening.
I'm just a little confused
what
why
are you gonna
this is your
do with
issue with the Pop-Tarts Bowl.
Because people are like edible mascot, edible mascot, edible mascot.
It is an edible mascot. He goes in the toaster and he comes out.
You know what? Since we're not taking these bowl games seriously anymore, what if the guy is running around and he's got like 500, he's wearing 500 Pop-Tarts, and every time you do something good, you got to go like,
I'm not comfortable with this.
Slam a Pop-Tart. And we just got guys puking on the sidelines because they're doing too many good things. It's like, what do they do with the races? Like where you run a mile, you chug a beer. You run a mile, you chug a beer. You run a mile, you chug a beer. Something like that. I don't like Pop-Tarts, by the way.
I thought you were going to say as the game progressed, we just keep taking Pop-Tarts off the mascot until he becomes,
until he or she
becomes uncovered in Pop-Tarts.
You could be on to something there.
So anyway, Roddy, I'm just saying, look, you got 4 hours to fill during the Pop-Tarts Bowl, and God bless you. I hope you get a great game. But just pump the brakes on the edible mascot talk, because that's not accurate. That's all I'm saying.
So you
can't take a bite out of that thing because there's nothing to eat.
You want me to pull back the curtain on people and be like, hey, look, the thing that you're most excited about, the reason that you're here is actually a farce.
Well, why don't you just talk about how much cooler it would be if Pop-Tarts took their mascot game to the next level and actually gave us a real edible mascot.
You know what
a mascot that was walking around covered in edible Pop-Tarts.
You know what you sound like?
A hater.
You sound like a hater. You sound like someone who's a Duke's Mayo Bowl fan, and Pop-Tarts has taken over that space.
I don't know. I don't think he's a hater. I think he's an innovator, man.
No, it's not. It's not
interesting.
It's not let your haters be your innovators. It's let your haters be your motivators.
I think I'm just
Pop-Tarts doesn't need.
I'm just seeing
your
things
shenanigans.
I'm just seeing things a little differently right now, man. I'm just seeing things.
Yeah, all that hot yoga got you seeing cross-eyed. You want samurai Pop-Tarts out here?
Who are you guys playing?
Come on, man.
It's not you guys. Who is Georgia Tech playing? They are playing BYU.
That's you guys.
No, it's not. Not in this game.
BYU.
Which this is the perfect game for BYU because, if you're familiar with the religion of the Church of Latter-day Saints, they do not drink alcohol. But you know what they do?
Eat
a lot of sugar.
Pop-Tarts.
Eat a lot of sugar. Eat a lot of sugar.
That's Saturday, December.
Not off limits.
That's Saturday, December 27th. By the way, Pop-Tarts Bowl. Roddy will be on TV, putting on a suit for the final time this season.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
There's another game?
Cheese it. 31st.
Oh my God, dude, you're racking up. Dude, the pantry in the Jones household is about to be full of delicious treats. Pop-Tarts, Cheez-Its. Trip, I know you're
I don't get to take it home.
No,
I like Cheez-Its.
They will send you some gear here, right? They're not going to just not send you food.
We did Cheez-It last year, and I mean, it wasn't like a box of Cheez-Its at home waiting for me. So, and nor do it doesn't really make a difference to me.
Bro, those like burnt Cheez-Its, I don't know how you describe them. The ones that are
extra
like a little
toasty.
extra
toasty.
White cheddar. Woo! Woo! Okay, so enough of the non-CFP bowl talk. I got to be honest, like bowl season, as somebody who is, I'll date myself, I'm 42 years old. I used to love watching bowl games, bro. Games that were on in the middle of the day, holiday break, you're home from school, you got nothing to do, and all of a sudden you turn on your TV and bam, right before your eyes, you get, I'm looking at the Myrtle Beach Bowl, Kennesaw State,
11
Western
a.m.
Michigan. Give it to me. On a Friday, are you kidding? Like, that would be tremendous content. But these days, it's a tough watch, man.
Is it not anymore?
I don't want to pick on Kennesaw State specifically because that's a 10-win team. Shout out to the Owls. Hootie hoo. Phenomenal ascent
Almost had Wake
into the FBS ranks. You love to see it.
Should have had Wake.
They're an underdog against Western Michigan. Interesting. Might have to pull the trigger on that. Okay, so here's what we got, Roddy Jones. 4 first-round CFP games. We're going to run through these in chronological order. Trip, I'm putting you on the spot right now. I need weather reports for each of these 4 games, and I also need you to make an ATS selection on all 4 of these. You can pick a side or you can pick a total. You asked me yesterday if there was homework. I said no. I lied. I just gave you homework. So here we go. Friday night, standalone game. Alabama at Oklahoma, 8 o'clock kick on ABC and ESPN. Winner of this one gets Indiana in the Rose Bowl. Let me back up a little bit. The winner of this game is going to get smoked by Indiana in the Rose Bowl. My question for you, Roddy, and I'm going to ask you this about all 4 of these games. Can either Alabama or Oklahoma win a national championship? What do you think?
No.
You say no. Okay.
No, I don't think so.
I agree. Not just because of the path, but just because I think these teams are flawed. By the way, Alabama is the lone road favorite of these.
Slight.
Slight. But do you agree with the line? Do you think they should be favored?
Yeah. Look at the way that game played out the first time they played. It's kind of a statistical anomaly that Oklahoma was able to win the game. Mm-hmm. According to Bill Connolly, it's the least likely post-game outcome of the season, or the fifth least likely. So you factor in how the game went, yardage, all that stuff, and the likelihood that you would win the game in that scenario under normal circumstances spits out a post-game win expectancy. Alabama's post-game win expectancy was real high as they outgained Oklahoma by almost double. Their success rate on plays was almost double Oklahoma's, but Oklahoma blocked the field goal. Oklahoma had a pick 6. Oklahoma had drives. I think it was like 3 or 4 drives of less than 30 yards where they scored points, plus the pick 6, obviously. So, those were the things that sort of doomed Alabama. Punt return. I think it was a punt return in that game. It feels like the thing is Alabama's not as good as they were then, and they're not playing as well. And their pass pro has been not as good. Now they will be healthier. Jam Miller should be back. So that's good for Alabama, but yes, the line feels right, but I don't love this. I don't love either pick that you could make in this game.
By the way, Oklahoma being outgained significantly and winning is something Oklahoma did quite a bit this year.
It's a theme.
Yeah, you called the LSU game, which that happened. The Tennessee game, most notably on the road, winning a game in which they were statistically kind of dominated in. Lock Dizzy, put your meteorologist hat, stand in front of the green screen. What's the weather looking like for Friday night in Norman? Hit me with it.
I'm going to give you the whole day, okay, just so you can picture this whole thing.
Okay.
We've got sunshine and clouds mixed, a high of 57 degrees. Winds 15 to 25 miles per hour. Higher wind gusts are possible.
Ooh.
UV index 2 of 11. Going into the evening, we've got clear skies, low of 46 degrees.
Perfect.
Still winds 10 to 20. So, and sunset at 5:20 p.m.
That's not bad. 10 to 20.
A new moon.
Find a college football podcast that's giving you the UV index for these CFP
in December.
games. You're not going to find one. You're not going to find one.
UV index at night.
Well, Tripp famously gave UV indexes for games in bowls or in dome stadiums last year. So, listen, man, you got to look at when you're capping. You got to look at this from all the angles, man.
Yes, you do.
You know what I'm saying? The win thing is significant. I do think that's
10 to 20 is not bad. No, it's not bad.
Here's what I will say about Alabama, bro. And yes, this is like recency bias because I saw the SEC championship game in Atlanta. Ty Simpson did not look good. Like, was he missing, his top 2 running backs? Yes. Was he missing his safety blanket and Josh Cuevas, who I don't know if he's going to be back, the tight end?
Should be. I think he's supposed to be, right?
Appreciate that injury update, Hot Rod. Love that. But Ty Simpson was like missing guys like open in the flats, like throwing it at people's feet, like missing guys. He struggled, man. Now, I've heard this theory, and Roddy, I lob this up to you because you are the college football analyst. You are a ball knower. You break down the film. You grind on the film. I have heard this theory that Brent Venables, given 2 weeks to prepare for his opponent on Friday, is going to have something cooked up, as the kids like to say. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, just cooked up. If you're watching on YouTube,
for sure.
you're stirring the pot. You're cooking it up. Do you agree with that theory? Don't give me that.
Yeah.
Trip. I don't want that. I don't want the
Yeah, he absolutely will. I mean, I think especially from a blitz package standpoint, he's going to have something for them. It felt like Oklahoma unlocked the secret to getting pressure on Ty Simpson in that game, and Auburn has followed it since, and Georgia has followed it since, and it's caused them issues. You know, that if you watch the Alabama game, the Alabama-Oklahoma game the first time, and these are plays that are big plays. So you can go back and watch them on YouTube if you want. Watch the Eli Bowen interception, the pick six, because they show a lot of guys at the line of scrimmage, and then they drop, I believe it's 2 guys to the field. We're actually, you know what? Give me a second. I'll find the play. I'll find the play, and we'll do the thing. We'll do the thing.
Let's go. I love it.
So
Tremendous
filibuster
content
for me for a second.
Well, look, regardless of what Oklahoma's trotting out defensively, this feels like, to me, and Tripp, I know you take a look at this point spread, you see that it's 40.5. The over-under is 40.5. This feels like a first team to 20 wins. That's what this feels like, because Oklahoma's offense is abysmal. Can Bama put up 20 against this elite Oklahoma defense? You have to think R. Mason Thomas is back, healthy, disruptor, right? Playing from behind the line of scrimmage. Like, that's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Points are going to be at a premium here. I don't see either team capable of running away and hiding with this thing, unlike some of the other games that we're going to get this weekend.
I think your second question on the dock there, do we trust either offense in this game? It's a gigantic no. Just a gigantic no. And honestly, I wanted to ask Roddy, like, do you think there's a big coaching edge in this game? Just curious, like, how you think these two guys stack up. Do you think it's a big edge? I think most people would probably, lean to Bohr, but I don't know if I think there's like that huge of a gap here.
Yeah, I don't know. And like, what does that actually get you? Like, is someone going to call a surprise onside? Like, I don't know. I think Kalen DeBoer has been great. We have not seen Brent Venables in these situations before as a head coach. So at the end of the day, I'm not sure that we can judge that entirely. All right, I got the play. All right. Now I got to figure out how to share my screen. Hold on.
I'm rooting for you, Roddy. You're the youngest guy on this call by a significant margin. So
how old, Roddy? How old are you, Roddy?
Roddy's not even
36.
30. Oh, damn.
Jeez.
Well, not even 30, dude. What are you talking about?
You don't look a day over 25, Roddy, bro. Are you serious?
I appreciate that, but
you're a little tiny baby.
All right, here we go. We're going to add this thing to the stage. Walk me through this, buddy. Walk me through it.
So first, I just want to show you the result of the play, because this is for people watching who are not watching on YouTube. First off, you should. But secondly, it's 1st and 10, ball's on the right hash on the 23-yard line of Oklahoma. Alabama's got the football. It's an empty formation. They motion the back across the formation. Ty Simpson throws kind of under pressure blindly to his right. Eli Bowen picks it off, runs it back for a touchdown. I'm not going to let it run the whole time. We'll just flip to the end zone view because this is where it really gets good. All right, so what you see here, so usually when you've got pass pro, there's a zone side and a man side. Man side is the short side in terms of numbers. So the 2-man side, like those two guys have hold on, let me clear that.
This is tremendous.
These
at
two
Varsity Network on YouTube if you want to educate yourself. This is awesome.
The 2 players on the right side of the offensive line, left side of your screen, have these 2 guys man to man. Like they are hooked up with those 2 because there's 5 guys across the line of scrimmage, but there's 2 other guys that are sort of floating. You've got a linebacker who's kind of over the right tackle, and then there's another guy out here somewhere that's threatening. So you have to be able to account for all of those. Those are on the quarterback. And then these 3 guys are going to slide this way. So he'll take the furthest outside, he'll take this gap, he'll take this gap. Okay. So watch what Oklahoma does because they know this is the protection. And you can either man this up entirely. They may be manning this up entirely where you've got that, he's got that, where everybody picks a man and that's who you've got. And then Ty Simpson has the rest of them. But what I think they're doing is zoning and manning. So on the snap, the center is going to let's see. So the center, he probably does have this guy man to man. So yeah, that's probably what I think they're doing is they're saying, all right, it's a 5-0 call where the 5 guys on the line of scrimmage have the 5 linemen have the 5 guys on the line of scrimmage. But anyway, it frees up the linebacker who's going to come right at Ty Simpson. But on the on the left side of the line of the offensive line, Oklahoma drops two of the players who were at the line of scrimmage at the beginning. They drop two guys out into pass coverage. So what you end up with is three Alabama offensive linemen accounting for one guy and a free rusher right up the middle at Ty Simpson. So this is something that you see over and over and over, which forces Ty to throw a pass that's off, and then Eli Bowen takes it to the house. This is something that you see over and over in this film, and then multiple times against Georgia and against Auburn. So there's either a tell that Alabama has, or it has to do with a tendency that they have, or maybe it's just their preferred pass protection. It's just what they go to when they're empty, or even there's times where the back's in the backfield as well. Like I'll show you. I don't think the Taylor Wine strip sack is one of those, but essentially, like, they figured out how to stress Alabama's pass protection, and that's really what pass pro is about. You're trying to stress the rules, trying to get one-on-ones, and then hopefully win them. But that's just an example of how Oklahoma did that. So yes, Oklahoma will do some of that, and they will do it pretty consistently over the course of the game.
And then as this game progresses, like, there'll be scripted stuff, obviously, in the first drive, the first quarter. But beyond that, Roddy, you've got in-game adjustments with Ryan Grubb, OC at Alabama. Him and DeBoer go all the way back to the Fresno State days. And then you've got Brent Venables, this defensive genius, on the other side. So I think it's going to be awesome to watch, man. I think it's going to be a great game. It is the standalone Friday nighter. Winner gets Indiana. I don't think, to the initial question that I asked when we're talking about, do either of these teams pose a threat to win at all, I don't think it's going to matter who wins, because I think Indiana is going to open up a can on these guys in the Rose Bowl, which should be a tremendous scene, because Indiana fans are going to pack that place out in Pasadena. So I think that's cool. But
did I tell you that Indiana has the largest alumni base in the country?
I believe it. Those Big Ten schools are massive, dude. Massive.
And for some reason, Indiana's not the biggest one, but I guess their people just live a long time. Because I did not know that until Rhett Lewis said, "Yeah, we've got the largest fan base in the country." It's like, dude, what? Or largest alumni base in the country? I was like, what?
There are multiple Big Ten schools that have like 50, 60,000 undergrads.
Yeah.
On campus, like, just massive schools. But I do want you to put on your tinfoil hat here, and just play this out with me. The domino effect, should Alabama lose and Kalen DeBoer's season is over this weekend, do you think that he is going to be the next head coach at Michigan? Because that has certainly been a lot of speculation as well. I don't want to turn this into a coaching carousel show, but obviously the Michigan job is open. That is a top 3, top 5 job in college football at worst. And I know they want DeBoer. At least that's my understanding. What do you think? Should Alabama lose, does he leave town?
I will answer that in a second. I don't think so, because he's denied it enough where I think that it would look really bad for him to do this. I do want to show one more Oklahoma blitz. This was a game-changing play, because I love watching really good, well-designed blitzes that stress protections. So on this one, this is a 3rd and 9, 50 seconds left in the third quarter. Ball's on the left hash, and Alabama is on the, let's see, that's the 50, 45, 40, 35, 30. They're on about the 31-yard line-ish, their own 31-yard line. So this is an example of, let me go back before Alabama shifts. So before Alabama shifts, they're in a condensed formation, and there's a lot of people. I mean, look at the number of people in the screen. This is the tight copy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of the 11 defenders are in the tight copy screen. Now, you got a lot of bodies. I mean, you got the 5 offensive linemen, you got 3 receivers, so that's 8, and then you got 2s. You got 10 Alabama guys too. But Alabama then shifts out, takes 3 guys, removes them from the formation, and so now you've got the core, the 5 offensive linemen, and the running back in the backfield. So they've got 6 players. Oklahoma has 6 players that are threatening, and then there's another player somewhere around here, kind of just off screen, that's in an area where he needs to be considered. But watch what Oklahoma does, because they don't have a guy freed up with this blitz, but they drop 2 to the boundary side. This guy loops across, and then they're bringing the nickel from depth. But what it creates, because the center is going to work back, the running back works back to here. He's going to block the linebacker. But what it creates is one-on-one there, and this guy would come free, but he's super late, so the center has time to get over there. But the one-on-one, but the fact that you do this creates one-on-ones, and Taylor Wine's got to go here. And Taylor Wine wins. And so that one-on-one ends up in a strip sack that ends up in a 5-play drive for Oklahoma where they're able to get a field goal. But again, like, this is a blitz that it's tough to deal with. The running back's in a really tough spot because the guy that he's responsible for is sitting on the line of scrimmage. So this is a tough block. He actually does a really good job. And if this nickel blitzer's a little bit closer, then the center probably doesn't get back over to him. The center's got plenty of time to square him up. But then you've got zone droppers behind it. So Ty Simpson has to find somebody. And if we went to the other side, you could see that, like, Ty Simpson's got to diagnose what coverage it is, because I'm sure the coverage pre-snap doesn't look like what it looks like post-snap. Let's take a look at this. So this is the other copy. So, all right, pre-snap, it looks like it could be man-to-man. You got 2 guys out here over these 2. You got 2 guys out here over these 2. There's no safety in the middle of the field. Here's Kendall Daniels, the late blitzer that I was talking about that ends up getting there. But let's see what it rolls to post-snap. So post-snap, it does end up being, it's either cover 4 or it's man, which basically, kind of ends up being the same thing. But you got these 2 guys underneath that kind of plug up the holes, and there's nowhere to go with the ball, and then the ball comes out, and boom, there you go. So, that's another one. That's another Oklahoma blitz.
But that's how Oklahoma's been winning football games all year. Like you said,
and they're really good.
Getting short fields. They've also got the Groza Award winner. I mean, Tate Sandell. Like, look, if you're looking for edges in this game, Oklahoma has the best kicker in college football. Period.
Has not missed since his first kick of the year.
Yeah, guys made 23 in a row.
Touchdowns, so they're going to use them a lot.
I mean, yes. Like, but again, man, it's college football. Like, these guys, it's not a guarantee that these guys can make kicks. Oklahoma's got the closest thing to a lock. And that's a weapon in a game where points are going to be at a premium. All right, Lock Dizzy, official pick against the spread. I'll let you, if you want to wait until the Wayne and Felder show, I will let you if you're not confident in some of these selections. But maybe a lean. Give us a lean.
Yeah,
Doesn't have to be a lock for Friday.
I'm pretty confident that I won't have like an official pick on this game. But right now, the lean is probably Oklahoma at home.
Catching 1.5.
Yeah. It's not.
Oklahoma.
Nice. I see what you did there. Really good.
Love it.
Sorry. I'm really sorry.
No,
I'll see myself out.
Phenomenal content. Find a college football playoff podcast where Roddy Jones is breaking down film. It ain't going to happen. That's what we do here on CSN. So you're welcome. You guys want to go to Saturday? Triple header. Miami at Texas A&M. Noon kick. This is the Roddy Jones Bowl.
That's the game.
Because, Roddy, you have been living on both of these teams all season, or at least during the regular season. Noon kick on ABC and ESPN. A&M a 3.5-point favorite. Over under 51.5. Winner of this game gets Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl. I'll start here, Roddy Jones. Can either one of these teams, Miami or Texas A&M, win the national championship?
Yes. Not my favorites, but yeah, I think both of them are capable of winning the national championship. Yeah.
Wow. I feel like I pressed you on A&M quite a bit during October.
Yeah.
And November.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, they're coming off of a loss. We haven't seen them play football in 3 weeks. Okay. Last time out, they lost to Texas. But at the time, you were kind of unsure about A&M as a national championship contender. So what changed?
It's a good question.
It's
a very fair question. Like I said, like A&M would not be my favorite. I actually think Miami is probably more capable than A&M. I'm not sure Miami wins this game, but I think Miami's more capable than A&M. The inconsistency of Marcel Reed is what changed. Or maybe is what still has me with a little bit of pause. They didn't trip up during the regular season. Like, their loss was to Texas. I don't think there's any fault in that. Texas is a good team. Texas, I think, would have been in contention to win this thing. Again, not a favorite, but would have been in contention had they gotten in. The thing about A&M is they have the ability on the offensive and defensive lines to match up with just about anybody. And I think that is I think that's something it cannot be taken lightly. And if Marcel Reed, who has a higher upside than he's shown this year, or maybe he's shown his upside, it just hasn't been consistent. If he ends up playing well in these games and reaching his upside, then this team has probably the most growth to find of any of these other teams. Like Marcel Reed plays great for 60 minutes in a game, and I think A&M reaches a level that we have not necessarily seen this year.
This feels like a coin flip game. Like I understand Kyle Field will be rocking and the place will be electric, and it is an early kick there, but still it doesn't matter. It's a home CFP game. It's going to be absolutely bonkers. But this does feel like a coin flip game, and because of that, I look at the turnovers, man. Like we know what Carson Beck and Miami have done in the games they have lost. They have been turnover machines. And does that rear its head Saturday?
Yeah, and that's a fair concern. I do think it's a little unfair that you immediately go to the turnovers with Carson Beck, because largely he's been very good this year at turning the ball over and not turning the ball over. He had it in the Louisville game. You go back and you watch those interceptions. 2 of them probably on him. 2 of them definitely not on him.
Sure.
And I think one of those 2 that's probably on him could also not be on him. The SMU game, neither of them I think are on him. The one is certainly not. It hits off JoJo Trader's hands and bounces right to Ahmad Moses. And then the other one's a scramble drill. Quarterback's got to own that, but that stuff happens. A guy's cutting across the field. He ends up going up the field as Carson's throwing the ball. The route gets undercut. It's no one's fault. Malachi Tony was doing what he thought he should do. Carson Beck is throwing the ball where he thinks Malachi Tony's going. They're just not on the same page on a scramble drill. Like, it's a tight throw. Like, it happens. That stuff kind of happens to me. There's not a lot of just completely fooled. Let me take that back. There's not a lot of interceptions this year where it's just like completely fooled. Now there's a couple of dropped interceptions that are like that, both in the Louisville game and in subsequent games. But he has cleaned that up in large part. So I do think it's a little unfair, because the guy who's turned the ball over the second half of the season has been Marcel Reed. He's got 6 interceptions the last 5 games, including 2 against South Carolina, 2 against Texas, 2 against LSU. So, I do feel like it's a little unfair to be like, well, turnovers, Carson Beck, because A&M has actually been much worse from a turnover margin standpoint this year than has Miami.
I mean, I won't push back on that. I just look, it's football, man. Like, I get it. The ball bounces off a receiver's hands and it falls into somebody else's lap for an interception. But it feels like that's the type of stuff that's going to swing this game, because these teams are very even. Like, they both have capable quarterbacks. I think A&M's got a better ground game, but like the receivers for A&M, the receivers for Miami, kind of feels like a push, maybe a slight edge for A&M as a
A&M's
group.
got the A&M's
as a
got
group,
the advantage there.
sure, as a group. But the lines of scrimmage for both of these teams,
yeah,
for both of these teams, the lines of scrimmage feel like they are capable of really just kind of shutting down the other team's offense. Like A&M's defensive line, Miami's offensive line, that's going to be a fun watch. And then the Aggies have one of the best offensive lines in football, but Miami's defensive line has been very disruptive. I mean, they've turned the water off the last month, really, since the SMU game. They've been really good. Now, I would push back, like, okay, like, you did your thing against Virginia Tech, you did your thing against Pitt. I mean, the Pitt game was impressive. You went on the road, but you're not exactly going up against like elite teams, right? Elite offenses. I don't know, man. I again, coin flip game. Feels like a coin flip game for me. You can make an argument for either team.
Again, I do think Miami, for whatever reason, has been characterized the way that you're characterizing them, which I think is a little unfair. When you're like, well, they haven't been doing it against elite teams, elite offenses. Like, that Pitt offense is pretty good, and then you flip it to A&M. Like, who is A&M play?
They had a light SEC schedule. I'll give you that. Yes.
Soft.
Yes.
And like,
yes.
that defense has been phenomenal at home, and I do think that might be a game changer. If you had to guess, what is the percentage of third downs that teams have converted at Kyle Field this year?
Oh, it's like single digits, right? Yeah.
No, it's higher than that. It's higher.
22.
Okay. It's less than 20.
14%.
Yeah.
13 for, it's like 18 for 93 or 13 for 93 or something like that.
There was a stretch, though, during the regular season where teams were like They were like 3 out of their last 30 on third down, though. Like there was a stretch
got
where
to
it
like
was lights
3
out.
out of 34, I think.
Yeah, it was lights out.
Yeah, so that is a game changer because Kyle Field is rocking and that defense is very, very good. That stretch where Auburn was 0 for 13, Mississippi State was 1 for 10, Florida was 1 for 10. All of those were at home.
Yeah.
And so I do think, South Carolina played at Kyle Field. They were 4 of 15. Obviously the other ones are UTSA and Utah State. UTSA actually had the highest third down conversion percentage of the year in game 1 at Kyle Field. I do think that is probably where the game is decided. Who's better on third downs? And it feels like that A&M defense should be good enough on third downs to disrupt. But the other side of that is A&M at home has played UTSA, Utah State, Auburn, Mississippi State, Florida, South Carolina, and Samford at home.
Yeah, it's fair.
None of those offenses. Mississippi State's offense is decent, but all the rest of those offenses stink. They're terrible. So is it Kyle Field? Is it the pass rush, or is it the fact you played all terrible offenses at home? The best offense that they played all year long was Arkansas, and Arkansas put up 42 on them. Well, Notre Dame put up 40.
Right.
So, Miami is not Notre Dame or Arkansas offensively, at least towards the end of the year, but they're also nowhere near Auburn and LSU and Florida offensively. They're much better than those.
Lock Dizzle, hit me with the weather.
You're looking for a little edge here, right?
Always.
My power ratings have the Canes by 4 on a neutral field. So I think Vegas is just about right with a 4
scientific
swing for the home team here, the Aggies. So I think the number is about right, laying a field goal at home with A&M. But if you're looking for an edge, the sun's going to rise at 7:18 a.m. in College Station on Saturday. We're going to have a high of 77 degrees. You know who's going to feel right at home in 77-degree weather? Miami.
How about that analysis, Roddy?
So is A&M.
UV index 3 of 11. Yeah. I actually like A&M. I would lean A&M here, but
I don't know if I can lay over a field goal in this game though. Isn't that line like 3.5? As we sit here on Tuesday?
3.
Ooh, I need the hook. This feels like a field goal game. It does.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a properly rated game. And honestly, I'll throw this out there. My feelings about Ohio State post Big Ten championship have changed slightly. They have. Like
wow.
I don't think that they're God's gift to college football this year. I think they are gettable. And I think the winner of this game bringing some momentum. Because look, I understand that the data for a 12-team playoff is very small. We've only done it 1 year. But do you remember how many teams in the bye last year won?
Yeah, none. Dude, but that's different.
4.
It's completely different. Completely different.
Okay, again, I gave you the qualifier. I said that the data was very small, but I also am just stating a fact here, Roddy. Like, I don't think the path is paved for Ohio State to go to the CFP National Championship like it was maybe 3 weeks ago when they're just running roughshod through everybody. That's all I'm saying, okay?
Yeah, correct. But if Julian Sains' knee doesn't scrape on the ground on a quarterback sneak, like Ohio State very easily could have won that game. If they don't shank a short field goal, like very easily could have won that game.
I love that you're qualifying. Yes, okay, you're qualifying all this stuff, but it's okay.
No. Can I hold on?
Yes, please.
The other side of that is you look at what the margins that team had to win with last year. Texas is driving to tie the football game when Jack Sawyer has a strip sack, fumble recovery touchdown.
Yes, sir.
Like, these are the margins that you have to win by. Ohio State's not that much different than last year. The quarterback's knee just hit the ground on the quarterback sneak this year. It very easily could have happened last year. Like, Quinn Ewers could have thrown the ball up in that moment before Jack Sawyer got there. You had a pass interference or a miraculous catch. And Omar Cooper, like, we could have had that. Like, these are the margins. So you talk about this Ohio State team as if it's drastically different from last year's. Last year's wasn't that I mean, like, yes, they ended up beating everybody by double digits, all that stuff. But I mean, the Texas game they didn't run roughshod over Texas. It's a 7-point game down the stretch when Jack Sawyer makes the play of his life.
Yes.
And
Fair.
they also had the Texas quarterback playing for them. So
what are you talking about? I want to give you something to watch during the A&M game. This is about A&M's third down packages. Miami does some good stuff too, but one of the guys that they use to do this is hurt. But I'll give you and he may play, but I'll give you what that is in just a second. One thing to watch. This is late in the game against South Carolina. When A&M gets into crunch time, they will align two players on different sides to stress your protections. One is Cassius Howell. Cassius Howell right here is lined up down to the field. They will almost always, or very often, almost always is probably too much. They will very often line up him on the opposite side as this guy, Dalton Brooks, who is a safety and one of the best blitzing secondary members in the country. The reason they do that is to get a one-on-one with one of these guys, either Cassius Howell or Dalton Brooks. Usually Dalton Brooks gets the one-on-ones against backers, against backs, and Cassius Howell, obviously, will get him against offensive linemen. But when it comes down to crunch time, they will do this a ton, and they don't always rush Cassius Howell. Like on this one, Cassius Howell doesn't rush, but Dalton Brooks is able to get pressure, moves Lenoris Sellers up in the pocket, and Lenoris ends up getting pushed out of bounds or tackled actually by Cassius Howell. That was the last play of the game. This is the play before that, and you can see the same thing if this pulls up. You'll be able to see the same thing. So on this one, Cassius Howell once again lined up to the boundary. Dalton Brooks lined up right here. Those two guys, opposite sides. Cassius is going to rush on this one, and he's going to get the sack. But they drop a backer to this side. Dalton Brooks is going to one-on-one with the running back. But it causes this guard's going this way. It causes a one-on-one on this side with Cassius Howell and the tackle. So that is one of the things that makes them really challenging. And then the other thing that they will do sometimes, they don't do it on this play, but I'll just show it as an example. The other kind of key is this guy, Damian Sanford or Scooby Williams, whichever one's in the game. Torian York is a fine blitzer, but he's not the athlete that Damian Sanford and Scooby Williams are. But what they will also do sometimes is they will align. They'll have Dalton Brooks coming off one side. They'll have Cassius Howell coming off the other side, and then they'll green dog, if it's man-to-man, they'll green dog this back or this linebacker with the back, and so he'll add to the rush late sometimes too, and that makes them really, really dangerous. So that's just something to watch. Like when you are, this is stuff that like I look at during the broadcast. Come up to the line of scrimmage on a third down. Where's Cassius Howell? Where's Dalton Brooks? Because if Dalton Brooks is in a threatening position, then you got to kind of look, all right, let's assume Dalton Brooks is blitzing. Obviously, Cassius Howell blitzes, rushes probably, 85% of the time, although they will drop him a decent amount just to keep you honest, which creates one-on-ones for other guys. And the other one is Deion Hayes, who's been really good as well. Miami does something similar with Keontae Scott. Not necessarily or exclusively on third downs, but Keontae Scott is a really good blitzer. Zero, he's their nickel. He's a really good blitzer as well. He got hurt late in the year, did not play the last, I believe, 2 or 3 games. We'll see if he's able to play. If he's not, they start a freshman in that spot. They started, what's the kid's name? Bryce Fitzgerald in that spot. But on third downs, they slide Jacoby Thomas, their safety, to that nickel spot because Miami's kind of gotten on a kick at times this year where first downs, they will blitz either the safety or the nickel. Usually it's Jacoby Thomas if they're blitzing from the boundary or Keontae Scott if they're blitzing from the field. It's a run blitz. It's to get you in second and long. They will be aggressive with those. But without Keontae Scott, you're relying on a freshman, Bryce Fitzgerald, to do that stuff. And I didn't watch all of the Pitt film this way, kind of breeze through it. But I would be curious to see how much they brought that nickel with Bryce Fitzgerald in the game. He's a very good cover guy. He is not as willing a blitzer. He's not as good at it. Like Keontae Scott's in like his 6th year, so he's not as good at it. So they moved Jacoby Thomas over to that spot, who is a very good blitzer. But then you're bumping in another safety. So there's a trickle-down effect if Keontae Scott doesn't play. But that's just a couple things to watch. If you're out there, third downs with A&M, especially third and longs, look at where Cassius Howell is and look at where Dalton Brooks is because that will be – that sort of shows you who Miami is looking for when they come up to the line. They're going to look for 9. They're going to look for 25. And then, in those situations where you get an extra blitzer up the middle from a linebacker spot, he's usually green dogging, especially if 9 and 25 are both blitzing.
Phenomenal. I mean, A+, no notes, 10 out of 10. Who do you like here, Roddy? Because I feel like the last month of the season, you've been – I don't want to say that you got on the Miami train early, but it felt like you were, at least on this show, constantly reminding us that, like, Miami's playing really good football. Like, their defense is elite, and they obviously they got in. I mean, they're in this game. They're in this tournament by virtue of being the 10 seed. Like, maybe they were the last team in to the field by virtue of, or at least according to the rankings. So, like, in this game, Miami at Texas A&M. It's not a neutral site. The next game's on a neutral site. The winner of this one gets Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl. But who do you like here, Canes or Aggies?
I actually like Miami in this.
There he is. There he is.
I think Miami's playing better. I think Miami's more tested than is A&M. The environment scares me. Miami's also had a ton of false starts this year, so I do think that could rear its ugly head. They have not played in an environment like this. They played at Doak early in the season, but the rest of the environments, are not going to compare to what they're going to see at Kyle Field. But I think they will get pressure on Marcel Reed. I feel like Marcel Reed could throw the ball to the other team some. And so I like Miami in this one. And I am, believe it or not, I am more confident that Carson Beck doesn't throw the ball to the other team. Two reasons. One, I think he's been playing a lot better. But two, A&M doesn't create a lot of turnovers.
Right.
As much as they blitz, they have not created a ton of turnovers this year. Or as much as they get pressure, they've not created a ton of turnovers this year. So yeah, I like Miami in the game.
This feels like potentially a high-scoring affair. I'm just going to throw that out there. I mentioned the
don't think
over-under
so.
51.5, but you got a lot of skill talent here. I
No.
can see. No, you don't think so? Okay.
No, I think the defensive lines are too good. I do like Concepcion and Craver, but Marcel Reed has not been super consistent hitting deep balls. And so it's going to have to be catch and run stuff. And I think those DBs from Miami are pretty good, especially OJ Frederic. I think Zachariah Poyser is a pretty good cover guy, the safety. And then on the other side, how often is Miami going to be able to convert third downs? I don't know. I certainly don't think they're going to go 50% for the game. So I have a hard time seeing a high scoring game. Miami doesn't create a ton of explosive plays. They've done it more recently, but it's still not a ton. Although I do think, if you were to look at units, the secondary of A&M might be the weakness amongst both teams.
Yeah. And I remember the Notre Dame game. I know it was months ago, but it was just kind of like back and forth, big play. And to your point, it's going to be tough to sustain drives on Saturday at Kyle Field. Both these defenses are good at getting off the field.
So just to illustrate my point a little bit more, A&M has only created 9 turnovers all year long. They only have 3 interceptions on the season. Some of that's the amount of man-to-man that they play. You don't get a lot of picks if you play man-to-man typically. But 9 picks, that's 100, or 9 turnovers. That's tied for 120th in the country.
Yeah, it's not good. If A&M were to go from 11-0 to losing to Texas and then going one and done in the CFB, losing a home game, that'd be a tough season to reconcile with.
Dude, they end up 11-2. Come on, man. Come on.
Listen, you know what the expectations are in Aggie land?
Dude, and Mike Elko's gotten closer to any of them than anybody since R.C. Slocum.
I'm not saying run the guy out of town. I'm just saying you go from being 11-0.
It would feel a little hollow, but
run them out.
It's a great season. A great season for A&M. A great season. Bring him to Tallahassee, Lord.
You don't need a head coach, Trip. Newsflash, buddy. We're running it back, okay?
We tried hard to get Lane. Yeah.
Did it? What are you saying, Roddy?
I tried for Lane hard.
Yeah.
Lane made
Did you not read that?
He made a wise business
I
decision.
haven't read that. I brought that up on the show a couple weeks ago. Did they make a big swing?
It has been wild. It has been widely reported that they were deep in talks with Lane.
No kidding.
Deep in talks with Lane. Yeah, they were making a big push for Lane, and then Lane basically said no.
Try to keep this a Lane Kiffin free show, but y'all can't help yourselves. You can't not talk about Lane Kiffin, man. Just can't help
Well, I
yourself.
mean, Tripp's like, well, you know, he can come to Tallahassee. Tallahassee tried to go behind Mike's back.
Hey, that's
and,
good to know.
And
That's good to
Lane
know.
Kiffin. Yeah.
That's called taking
Big
it
push.
seriously.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they ultimately didn't have the money.
Yeah.
But
Shocker. Speaking of Lane Kiffin, let's go to his old school, shall we? Saturday, 3:30 in Oxford, Tulane at Ole Miss. This game's on TNT or HBO Max. 100% chance that my dad texts me on Saturday and says, where's the Tulane Ole Miss game? Because I can't find it. 100% chance.
it's awesome.
Winner
HBO
of this
Max
game
is not working. By the way, HBO, like get it together.
But
I can't tell you how many times I've tried to open the app lately, and it's just get the circle of death.
I promise
Like,
you.
figure it out.
I guarantee you that is a user issue with either your television.
It's 100% not. All the other apps work. Don't talk to me. I know how to work my TV.
Update your app, bro.
Don't talk to me like that.
Update your app or
You
give it a hard
shut your mouth
reboot.
when you're talking to me.
Dude, HBO Max just
you need to
doesn't
update-
work.
You probably
Okay,
need to update your app.
Yeah, update the app, dude.
works
If
fine.
you want right now, I'll take this laptop into the room,
I don't
fire it
want
up,
that.
and we'll
I-
watch that circle spin.
I don't want that. What I
Just
want
letting-
you to do.
Yeah, I want you to update your app. What are you using? What are you using this on? Like,
On my
is it an
TV.
Apple TV or is it just your TV?
It's a Fire Stick.
Okay, you should delete the app and reinstall it.
It's good advice. It's good
Now,
advice,
it
Uninstall.
Trip.
works
Reinstall.
sometimes. It works sometimes,
Trip's
but
over
it
there
doesn't
trying-
work all the time. And that's like an $18 a month app. You
I-
need to work.
I agree,
every
but there
time.
are fixes here, man. Like there's a way to fix this. You got to walk through that door, buddy. You gotta try to troubleshoot here because
But
HBO
why,
Max.
why do you think I just need to update the app? Because it works 1 minute and the next minute it doesn't.
It seems
Because
like,
that's not how apps are supposed to work, and usually you need to update them when that happens.
I'm rooting for you, Trip. I am.
How
I-
do
I-
you update the app?
Oh boy.
Last question.
You go to the app store, wherever it is, and you see if it needs an update. And if it does not need an update, then you need to uninstall and reinstall the app.
Man,
Trip. I believe in you.
$15
okay?
a month. They can't do that for me.
No, you got to update apps every now and then. Saturday in Oxford, Tulane Ole Miss, the rematch, because we saw this game. Roddy called this game back in late September? Ole Miss is a 17.5 point favorite. The over-under is 56.5. Winner gets Georgia. Hang on a sec. Let me back up. The winner is going to get smoked by Georgia in the Sugar
Wow,
Bowl.
that's rude.
Okay? Roddy, can either one of these teams, Tulane or Ole Miss, win a national championship?
Probably not. I'm a little concerned about Ole Miss's defense down the stretch. Also, we don't know what they're going to look like without the aforementioned Lane Kiffin. Tulane certainly cannot. Tulane's actually not that good. They're fine, but they're not that good. They just string it together. They somehow, John Summerall does it with sheer will and duct tape. I don't know that they have an NFL player on that team, and yet they're in the college football playoff. I think they're going to struggle. Jake Retzloff is going to have to be able to use his legs. I don't know that will happen. It didn't the first time. And then they got to figure out a way to match the speed of Ole Miss out wide, which certainly was troublesome for Tulane the first time. So no, I don't think either one of these teams can win a natty. I don't.
That's the correct answer. It was 45-10 back on September 22nd. Okay,
Yes,
Jake
it was.
Retzlaff, 5 of 17 passing for 56 yards through the air. He had 8 carries for 51 yards. I remember watching this game. Tulane scored a touchdown late in the fourth quarter. But this thing was over early and often.
Early.
I mean, there was Tulane had no pulse in this game, and I can't find a path for them in this game, frankly. I understand there are, unless, Roddy, and look, I'm not in that locker room, and neither are you, but you are a former player, and so I'm going to defer to you here. What's going on in that Ole Miss facility? What's going on with the players? Okay, because we know that Lane's gone. Okay, we know that the futures for a lot of these kids are up in the air. Well, Lane walked away from a chance to win a national championship. Do you rally around that if you're an Ole Miss player? If you're Pete Golding, who's been elevated to the head coach? Like there are a lot of question marks about like what this actually looks like and what are the vibes in that building around that facility. I don't know, but I think Ole Miss is better, is so much further ahead than whatever Tulane can give you in this spot.
Yeah, I don't know. What I would guess is that those guys are like, F it, let's go win it. And like I said, I don't think they can win a national championship, but that offense, probably the best offense in the playoff. Is that fair? I think so. Trinidad Chambliss.
It's the best offense that we'll see this weekend. I'm not comfortable saying it's the best offense in the playoff. I would give you Indiana.
Yeah, and I would give you, a couple of games where that offense did not look like the best offense in the country or in this playoff. Statistically, are they better than Ole Miss? I'm not sure that they are. Let me look. But the offense is very good. If they get hot and they can create turnovers on defense, then I think certainly they could. Dude, it's the best offense in the playoff. It's statistically. They account for more yards than does Indiana. They don't score as many points as Indiana.
But the architect of that offense is in Baton Rouge.
But not the play caller.
Okay. I hear you there. I hear you. But like in-game adjustments, halftime adjustments, game script.
Yep,
like
you're gonna miss them.
Like all that stuff is not there. And so I just don't know. Like I do not know, and I think you'd be crazy to be like, I know where Ole Miss's head's at. I feel good about this. I just want to see it. But here's the thing. Tulane, and we'll talk about this with JMU too, there are certain things that they just have to get to hang around in this game. Turnover luck being a big part of it. Ole Miss getting out to a slow start, which hasn't really happened this year. Ole Miss has come out of the gate in pretty much every game, except for maybe the Washington State game, and just started scoring. Trinidad
they are very good on script. They are very good on script.
Yeah, and the Trinidad Chambliss story is one of the best stories of the college football season. Not just like an Ole Miss thing or an SEC thing, like all of college football. Like this kid's ascension from the D2 ranks at a good school, a good program at Ferris State.
They're playing for a national championship this weekend.
Yeah, they're very good. But the fact that this guy basically took Austin Simmons and was like, why don't you hold my beer, son? Like, I'm just going to take your job. And we have not seen or heard from Austin Simmons since, like, week 2 of the season. It's been incredible. It's been wild to see.
He's made appearances.
He's made appearances, sure, but, like, this was never like let's give Austin another shot. Like, nah, man, like,
you might be
Trinidad's
hearing
the
from
truth here.
Tallahassee next year.
What? What's the weather forecast in Oxford?
Let me just say this. Where do you think Ole Miss is? You're saying you don't see a path. You don't know where their head's at. Like, I don't think their head can be in a good spot right now.
Why not?
Their coach just was like, hey, we're going into the playoff, but I'm out.
Like, do you think that many guys are that broken up about it?
Huh?
Do you think guys are like broken up about it?
I think that's got to mess with your confidence a little bit.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
I
He's
guess
not confident. Like how would it mess with your confidence? Like, oh, Lane doesn't believe in me anymore?
Yeah. Lane obviously didn't think. I would take it as Lane doesn't think we were good enough to get this done. So,
which I would go the other way with that they would use that as motivation if they felt that way. I don't know that they do.
Maybe
I think it's very possible that this team, is like, okay, whatever, it's a little different, but business as usual. I think guys are pretty resilient, man. And with something to play for, you focus on the task. So I don't know. Yeah, you could be right. I just don't want to completely, say that they're not checked out mentally, but they crumble mentally because Lane left them. I don't think they're as soft as we are.
Maybe it doesn't motivate them. Good weather day, 64 degrees, sunny skies.
Chamber of Commerce day. Wow. Great day. Great weather day.
Roddy,
elite.
Is this game going to be a blowout?
Yes.
Okay. So you lean Ole Miss here. You'd lay the
17. No, I hammer Ole Miss. I'd hammer Ole Miss. Yeah.
What do you think, Lock Dizzle?
Taking Tulane.
It's fair. Did you watch the American Conference Championship game?
Yeah. I
Nope.
thought it was awesome. Incredible,
Yeah, you
honestly.
should've watched it. Should've
North
watched
Texas
it.
was the favorite in that game.
Yeah, they
Tulane
were.
came out and just whooped them. Whooped them on offense, whooped them on defense. They shut down Mestermaker. It was great. It was, and they were rallying around Summerall, which was really cool. What do you mean,
North Texas had some stuff, really freaky stuff, not go their way in that game.
Yeah, sure. But it was also 31-7.
Yeah, but that game's, I believe, a 1-score game. When Tulane punts the ball, North Texas's punt returner gets hit, legit hit, kick catch interference, no doubt, 1,000%. And then it hits off the back of a North Texas player's leg, and Tulane recovers on the 10-yard line, and they make it a 2-score game or a 3-score game.
Yeah,
the game is still a game at that
North
point.
Texas had 5 turnovers. Yes.
Yeah, one of them was a pick in the end zone. Yes, one of them was a pick 6 that I believe happened on kind of a freaky play, but I could be I think that one was legit later in the game. But yes, North Texas did their own stuff to harm themselves. But there's a couple of plays early in that game that's damn, that's tough. That's a tough break. A tough break.
North Texas went 11-2 this season. In their 2 losses, they had 10 combined turnovers.
Yeah.
Tough.
Very tough.
I'm with you,
And
Roddy.
I'm not saying Mestermaker was great, but that ended up being a blowout. Tulane did not feel like a blowout when you watch the plays. I thought Tulane was better. North Texas running back also got hurt on his second carry. He was a 1,500-yard rusher or something like that, 1,200-yard rusher or something. Caleb Hawkins. So yeah, I think Tulane's good. But I would have felt better about North Texas in this game than Tulane.
I don't think Tulane's good. I think Tulane is actually the worst of the 2 group of 5 teams playing this weekend.
It's a bold statement.
As evidenced by look, man, don't go to the Alamo Dome and lose to the Roadrunners by 22 points. That's great that you beat Northwestern. That's great that you beat Duke. I'm really happy for you. Tulane,
Wow, you're being really sarcastic.
is not as good as JMU.
I don't believe that to be true.
Nasty this morning.
Because I watched the Sun Belt Championship game, and that's a Troy team that's not awesome, and that was a game until very late.
Oh, I know. Don't I know? I was up sweating that game in the
Should've been.
Signia Hotel on the 34th floor, high above the Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
You're going
sweating,
from Troy
sweating.
to Oregon.
Yeah, I understand. They had the weight of the world on their shoulders, man. Listen, I'm not excusing it. It was an ugly game. The lone ugly game that JMU has played in the last 3 months. You know what? Let's just go ahead to the main event. Saturday night in Eugene, Oregon. Trip, get your weather report ready because I already know what the weather's going to be, but I'd like you to break the news to everybody on the show, including Roddy, because he doesn't know what the weather's doing out there. JMU at Oregon.
The Washington State game was pretty ugly for JMU.
The line is 21.5. This game is supposed to kick at 7:30 Eastern. Again, Turner Sports, TNT, and HBO Max. Trip, update your app. No excuses. Play like a champion. Winner of this game gets a very gettable, I think, Texas Tech team in the Orange Bowl.
Wow, are they gettable?
I said I think. I qualified it with I think. They are more gettable than, in my opinion, and you tell me if I'm wrong, Indiana, Ohio State, or Georgia.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, thank you. All right, so now here we go. Roddy, can either JMU or Oregon win a national championship?
JMU certainly cannot. Oregon can. I think Oregon can win a national championship.
I agree.
I don't trust Oregon that much.
I don't either.
Because again, you talk
Neither.
about level of competition.
And this is where it gets interesting,
The
doesn't
Big Ten
it?
kind of stinks this year. So you can't really judge these teams all that much. I don't think.
And this and herein lies the rub, right? This is where things get interesting. Now, I do think that Dan Lanning has a point to prove after last year. Like, we remember the Rose Bowl, right? Oregon, top seed in the playoff, taking on an Ohio State team that's already won a game. They already got right against Tennessee in Columbus.
Yeah, it worked.
You guys remember that game, right? It was 34-0 in the second quarter.
Yeah.
Now, I think Dan Lanning does have a point to prove. Like, I do think that he will talk about motivation. Like I think all these teams are motivated, honestly, but like I think Oregon is especially ticked off by the way the last playoff appearance went. However, I do think there's a path here for JMU. I really do. And I look, I'll state my case. Does JMU need turnover luck here? Absolutely. I'm not going to sit here and say that like JMU is a better football team. They're better on the lines of scrimmage. They're a better roster. They have better coaches. I'm not saying any of that because none of that's true, okay? Now, JMU has the advantage of having a very good running a ground game. Who have they run against? Fair question. Like, I get it, man. You got Georgia State and App State on your roster and Marshall and Texas State. I get it, man. It's Sunbelt football. I understand. But JMU, second in the nation, Roddy, in time of possession this year. They run the football. They hold the football. There is a path here, okay? You know Dan Lanning's going to go for it on fourth and down, on fourth and short, 4th and 5 and less all the time. That's what he does. You need luck there too, okay? I'm not saying JMU's a smoke and mirrors team. In order for you to go to Autzen Stadium and win on the road, which only one other team did this year. By the way, that team was Indiana. Okay, they're sitting there at 13-0, pretty good football team. But there is a path here, man. There is a path, and the anatomy of this upset involves turnover luck, getting off the field on 4th down, which Oregon's going to do a lot assuming they get to 4th down, which is going to be a challenge for JMU. I understand that, but feed Wayne Knight, run the football. Alonzo Barnett is not terrible. Like, he's not a bad quarterback. Dante Moore, however, like when you force him to throw the ball, like if
stop. No, stop. I have to stop you here because you've just said Alonzo Barnett, not terrible. They know all these good things about Alonzo Barnett. And then you said Dante Moore, however. This dude might be the number 1 pick in the draft. Don't you Dante Moore, however, me.
Is Dante Moore the quarterback that you feel confident in dissecting? Because this is about, for me, Roddy, this is about making Oregon's offense one-dimensional. If you can hold your own against Oregon's running backs, if you can force Dante Moore to now beat you throwing. I understand Oregon's got elite pass catchers. Okay, I understand that. And they're healthy. And good for them. They needed to get healthy. I'm just saying, man, like, do I think Dante Moore is going to carve up JMU?
Yes.
I don't know, man.
These teams are not equal, man.
Like, I know they're not equal. I understand that.
But you're acting like as if you make Oregon one-dimensional, JMU has a shot.
Yes.
I do not believe that to be true because, like, JMU's players are going to have to beat Oregon's players. And JMU does not have a better player at a single position than Oregon. There's not a single position on that field where you can point to a JMU player and say he would start for Oregon.
Fair. I'm not going to convince you that is the case, but as a
team, no dimensional,
as a team, JMU hangs their hat on rushing defense. Okay, it's one of the best rushing defensive units in the country.
Agreed.
Okay,
and the other top 15 rush defenses that Oregon has faced: Indiana, they had 81 yards. Washington, they had 106 yards. Washington's 19th, so it's not even top 15. Now they ran the ball well against Wisconsin and Iowa. Those are both top 25, top 26 rush defenses. JMU is number 3 in the country in yards per carry allowed. Yes, agreed. This is what JMU is good at.
Yes. So
they're not going to be that good at it against Oregon.
I agree. Listen, I am playing this out. I'm trying to give you the path. I'm trying to sell you.
Why didn't you do this with Tulane?
Because I don't believe in Tulane.
Do you believe in JMU?
I've seen Tulane and Ole Miss on the same field during the regular season. Okay, it was not competitive.
Yeah, but you haven't seen this Ole Miss.
I've only seen JMU play one Power 4 team this year. It was Louisville. JMU led that game in the third quarter.
Louisville didn't make the ACC championship game. 7-5 Duke won the league.
I understand, Roddy. My data is my data. That's all I have here. Okay. I could go back to last year. I could talk about JMU putting up 70 on a Power 4 school, but I'm not doing that. I'm talking about this year's JMU team who has had one Power 4 opponent.
JMU putting up 70 points on a Jeff Collins defense as your data point that they're going to beat Dan Lanning on the road in Austin.
We're getting sidetracked. JMU hangs their hat on stopping the opponent's ability to run the football, okay? If that happens Saturday night, and now Oregon can't run the football against JMU's defense, now it becomes something that you have to do through the air. I'll take my chances. I know Dante Moore is an incredible NFL prospect. I see it. He is a talented football player. I'm not saying that he's not. I'm just saying there have been games this year, Iowa, Indiana.
The weather. Look at the weather. Look at that defense.
Talk to me about the weather, Trip. Talk to me about the weather Saturday night in Eugene. Let's hear it. Paint the picture.
Yeah, Eugene at night, we've got 38 degrees, cloudy, occasional rain showers.
It's raining all week in Eugene. All week.
Yeah, it is.
Wet track. Sloppy. I'm going to give you a name, Roddy. I'm going to give
it's
you a
a
name.
muddle.
Look,
I think it's fine.
I know
Wasn't
you're
it
a ball
raining?
knower.
What was the late game where it was raining on them in Eugene?
Well, they had to go to Iowa and play. It was Wisconsin. They didn't look great against Wisconsin in the rain. Dante Moore struggled. That was Grateful Dead night, by the way. Now, listen, I'm going to give you a name. I'm going to give everybody out there listening a name. Okay, people know about Alonzo Barnett. They know about Wayne Knight. Or maybe you don't, and that's fine. You think that Oregon's going to roll JMU? Great. Roddy, are you familiar with Sahir West? Do you know this man? Freshman?
Know the name.
Defensive lineman out of Baltimore. I'm not saying that this dude's going to play for UCLA next year. I don't know that to be a fact, but I know that he's got 7 sacks on the season, and he was living in Troy's backfield in the Sun Belt Championship.
Dude,
all it takes.
God, we
all
spent
it
way
takes,
too much time on this game.
This is the last game, and then we're wrapping it up. We went in chronological order. I didn't do this at the start of the show. If you're
It's not
still
even
listening,
close to 1:30.
if you're still here, we thank you. I'm just saying, I think there is a path here for JMU to keep this game close. And then at that point, best case scenario, you got a game in the second half. Oregon starts to tighten up a little bit. Game on. That's all I'm saying. You think I'm crazy, right, Roddy?
You
think
are.
I'm crazy.
You have been.
Tell me I'm
did you
crazy.
attend a Grateful Dead concert this morning?
No, I did not.
Did you attend a Fish concert this morning?
I did not.
Do they drug test you at Learfield?
They do not.
They do not.
Maybe we need to start, man, because you spent a lot of time justifying how JMU can win this game as a 29-point underdog. JMU's not winning, bro. Like there's no path.
You're probably
no
right.
path.
You're probably right. By the way, marijuana sales are legal in Virginia and Oregon. Just to
Oregon's
clarify.
whole team could get the stomach bug Friday night.
Yeah, and you know what? The backups would beat them. You know, like
the backups might get it too. That stuff is crazy contagious.
The walk-ons could beat them.
What's the score
That's
of this
probably
game?
not true.
Hit me with the score. Hit me with the
I
prediction.
think the game's I think it's like a 49-17 game.
I am seeing 21.5. Is that correct?
That is the line. Yes.
Okay.
Look, I'm not going to sit here and act like I've broken down JMU film. I have not.
Yeah, it's fine.
But like, even if JMU can stop the run, which I think, is probably not something that they'll do consistently. Like, are you going to get pressure on Dante Moore?
I just gave you a name. I just told you about Sahir West coming off the edge.
Sahir West, and sure, 7.5 sacks in the Sun Belt's great, good job. But like, this is big boy football, man.
Yes, it is. I understand.
Big boy ball.
Significant step up in class. Okay.
Like,
but there's
a reason. There's a reason. I'm not saying that it'll never. I did say earlier that
yes,
it would
you
never
did
happen.
actually. You actually did say it would never happen, and that you were rooting for it to never happen.
That's not true. I didn't say I was rooting for it.
You want these G5 teams to play in their own Camellia Bowl. You don't want them in the Big Boys tournament. You said that. You want them out of here.
Like, just to give people a little bit of a reason why I think this. Like, I played big boy ball.
Yes, you did.
And so when we played teams like JMU, there's a massive difference. And it's bigger now than it ever has been, because the good guys at JMU all went to Indiana after Kurt Cignetti left. And the good guys at Old Dominion all went somewhere. And the good players on your team leave every year.
Yeah.
So you have other good players, but it's not like you're growing these guys up and these guys are all conference performers from last year. Like your all conference gets watered down every year because you're having to pull up guys from, FCS. So really it's an FCS all-star team. It's not It's not a true FBS All-Star team.
I'm not comfortable with that at all. But
you cannot be comfortable with it all you want.
For the purpose of your argument, I'll allow it.
So, and I didn't play on a team that has as much talent as Oregon, but when I saw Derek Morgan, who was a first-round pick, running around on the field against Virginia Tech, and then I saw him running around on the field against Western Carolina, or who do we play that year? Like Middle Tennessee. It's like there's not a single position on that field where Oregon will feel threatened, and offensive line will feel in control. Now maybe scheme gets them a little bit. Scheme can be an equalizer. How hard guys play. Maybe attitude. Maybe Oregon feels like we got this and they don't play well. But golly, man, I have a tough time seeing it. Just because
I get it, Roddy. I get it. Like Kenyon Sadiq is already a specimen. He's going to look like even more of a specimen when you line him up across. Yeah, Decorian Moore, Mateo Uiagalelei. I get it.
What are we doing?
You're right. What are we doing? We're allowing ourselves to believe.
You're suspending disbelief. Okay.
The first thing that JMU needs is someone like Hartzell to believe in them.
Thank you, Trip.
That's the first step.
That might have been the nicest thing you've ever said to me in the years that we've been working together. I appreciate that. Look, if this thing's 14-0, we're done. Like, we're cooked. There ain't no way. But there is a path, and I already laid out what that path is. You try to take the Iowa approach. You just hang on to the football for as long.
But the thing is, Iowa has really good players.
I know what.
Offensive and defensive lines.
Listen. I already qualified everything I tried to explain to you by saying up front, Oregon does not have the roster. They do not have the dudes. Okay, but
that's ultimately what this sport's about, man. This is a talent acquisition business. It's a reason recruiting is so competitive.
But you also need players. You also have a head coach who's like headed to Westwood after this. Like he's
right, distracted.
Maybe we'll see.
Now Oregon's got 2 coordinators that are taking jobs.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's also acknowledge that. Yes, those guys are literally going to Kentucky and Cal after their season's over to become head coaches for the first time in their career, and I'm happy for both of them. So,
better
folks,
situations than Bob Chesney's.
Is there a path to just lose by 20?
I am formally going on the record as picking JMU to win this game. I just want to make that clear.
What is wrong with you?
Listen, my alma mater's in the college football playoff, Roddy. Don't be mad. Don't be jealous that we got there before your Jackets did, okay? It happened.
I am.
I'm not going to apologize for it. The system is the system, okay? So, yes, have I dropped several $100 at the JMU bookstore on T-shirts, hats, footballs, all kinds of stuff? I'm doing my part, man.
You're picking them to win? Just say you're picking them to cover.
I'm picking them to win because I want to be on the record because if it happens, I don't want to sit here and be like, yeah, I thought they'd hang around and lose by 20.
It's not going to happen.
Give me the Dukes. Give it to me.
Trip, what do you think the percent chance that JMU wins the game is?
You know,
I'm what? I don't want to crush you, Steven, but you're going hard on this, and it's making me feel like you're a little like you're smoking that reefer. You're smoking that good.
What's JMU money line, bro? Look that up for me.
That's exactly where I'm going. Hang on.
I think it's like 16-1 or something.
What was Buster Douglas?
At least.
Like 40-1?
Stuff happens, man. Stuff happens.
Yeah, JMU's
not in this sport.
Got a better
not that much
shot than Buster Douglas had.
So the matchup predictor actually gives them an 11.8% chance to win.
I don't know what that means, Roddy, but I know you're the metrics guy. You're the data guy.
ESPN Analytics.
That feels high.
It feels very high.
That feels high.
I've given you the path.
28.
I've given you the path. So we'll see what happens. Oregon's a better football team, hands down. You play best of 7. I think we know how this goes. But this ain't that. 60 minutes, baby, between the lines. Roddy, do you have a headache? Did I give you have I created
no headache.
Discomfort?
No, there's no discomfort there.
How many people have you talked to this week on Sirius XM who are picking JMU to win this game? 0.
Yeah, the people that I talked to on Sirius XM are sane. So
they're serious people.
Yeah, they like their football opinions to be taken seriously. Exactly.
Okay. Well, I don't.
They're not blinded by their homerism of being.
God
a JMU
forbid we have a little
alum.
fun every now and then, right? God forbid, please.
Oh no, you can have your fun. You spent 10 minutes telling me the path of JMU to win, and it took all of 10 minutes because there's so many things that would have to go right.
Very good. Very good.
All right. Let's talk some
Trip,
more.
you taking the points or no?
I don't know. Probably not.
Probably not.
It'll
Okay.
probably be on Oregon. But I will be pulling for JMU. I want this to go your way.
It's already gone my way. That's the thing. I'm playing.
Yeah,
it's a free
you should
roll,
be happy, man.
It's house money. Okay. But guess what? I'm getting a little greedy. I want one more.
Absolutely.
Maybe two more.
Yeah.
I want one more. So anyway,
Just take down the whole thing.
Oh my goodness.
Bro, if you win in Eugene, tell me you can't do it on a neutral field against Texas Tech.
I'm done with you. I'm done.
Tell me you can't make that happen.
I'm so done.
It's easy
I'm done
money.
with you. I'm done with you.
The audio is here.
I cannot take this
I'm
seriously. I cannot take this conversation seriously. I can't.
That's fine. I don't need you to.
You suggesting that JMU will win 2 games in the college ball playoff when they have not beat a single Power 5 team this year.
Dare to dream, Roddy. We only played one. Okay. And as I told you, we led in the third quarter at Louisville. Okay.
Did you win?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
Really? Barely covered, actually.
And I love that people are throwing out, and that's as healthy as Louisville's been all year. That's factually probably inaccurate because they did beat Miami, and they were pretty healthy in that game. The other part of that is Louisville at that time, while they may have been as healthy as they've been all year, sucked offensively then. They were terrible at the beginning of the year on the offense, which I have to conveniently point out to anyone who's like, well, JMU, that was a close game against Louisville into the fourth quarter. Yeah, Louisville was terrible on offense until the Miami game, and then they went back to being terrible.
Well, what are we putting on this? Because Hartzell, if you think they're going to win, you obviously like them plus 21.5.
Do you want to sing? Do you want to sing again? You should
game.
Put something on this.
You know what's funny? That Justin Bieber song that you made me sing, that actually aired today during the yoga class that I was in.
Good. Should have been a sign.
Too late now.
Don't do it again.
Sorry.
Don't do it again, Steven. What was that? A Nebraska bet? The thing that you bet on, I feel like whatever you bet Nebraska that year still hasn't happened. That was like 5 years ago, and it still hasn't happened.
It was like an over/under win total of like
8.5 or something like that. I think they had to win 9 games. No, dude, I think you said they were going to win 9 games.
Bro, Raiola's in the portal.
Speaking of portal,
in the portal.
Who's Florida State's quarterback going to be next year?
Lagway in the portal.
Lagway, Sorsby, Levitt, Raiola. They're going to end up with Raiola. He's going to suck.
I like Levitt a lot.
You're not getting Sam Levitt.
I don't think so either.
You're not getting Sorsby.
Here's what I'm saying: if we're not going to get Levitt, I say let's actually invest some time in the guys we've got and let Sperry have a shot at this thing, and let him roll and be like, "Hey, you're the guy. You're the guy. We're going with you." And try to, number one. They did it last year. They had the offensive line played well. Let's see if we can read it. Yeah. This season, the offensive line played well.
They were fine.
They were good. They were like one of the I think they were the second highest graded unit right behind Miami in the ACC.
According to PFF, dude, you can shoot PFF stuff to the moon.
So anyways, the offensive line
they're the only people that grade offensive lines
this year. If you want to do it, let's invest some time in Sperry. Let's invest some time in Chroma. Let's try to get Deuce Robinson back. We probably got some guys like Javen Boggs that can take a step next year and be okay. Take some money, invest it in that defense. Let's figure something out on that side of the ball. Did you hear about the whole Brandon Harris thing, man? Can you believe that guy?
Nope.
God. He was going to be our DB coach. His brother is the wide receiver coach, and then he flipped, and he's going to work for Florida.
Go Gator.
Is
Roddy,
that a big deal?
You have.
I do think it's a big deal.
One second.
I do think it's a big deal. I think he was a good coach, a DB coach at UCF. They had a very good DB. I don't know why you're shaking your head right now, Hartzell.
We're talking Florida State football.
Yeah, we're talking Florida State 16th. Football, what everybody wants to hear about, instead of JMU trying to hit a full court shot.
This will be more popular than your JMU breakdown of what has to happen.
But yeah, I do think he was going to be a good coach. Anyways, you can go ahead.
Yeah, I don't. Losing one position coach, I don't think it's a big deal. It's just, I think it's a deal. I don't know that it's a huge deal.
we're looking for things to be excited about.
That's
in
fair.
Tallahassee right now.
I don't think you can invest in Kevin Sperry in a win or go home year.
That's good analysis.
Why is it a win or go home year?
Mike Norvell's getting fired if he does not
He's
win this
back.
year.
Why? It'll be $40 million next year to fire him.
Can we please?
They didn't fire him this year.
I'm asking.
I don't know. I just don't know if it's win or go home anymore.
Can we?
Doesn't seem to be that way.
Close the book on this for like 9 months, please.
I want Sperry. I want to invest in some of the guys that are in the program.
Mike Norvell has had 6 seasons at Florida State. He's made bowl games in 2 of them. He cannot afford to invest in the young guys. He needs to win.
I'm asking nicely.
You know what?
Trip, I can just mute your mic, bro.
I kind of disagree with that. Give me one more second.
I
disagree with that, and I'll tell you why. Because they haven't fired him yet. That's the one big indicator. Number 2, I think you need to have – I don't think anybody in Tallahassee is expecting a 10-win season next year. I think what you do want to see is some of these young guys that you've had on the roster get better, play better, and show you something exciting, and maybe that there's a future. Why is your mouth like that? Come on. I'm not saying anything crazy.
Can I mute it now?
I'm not saying we're going to play on Mars. Why are you doing that?
Bro, he's had 6 seasons.
I don't want to do this.
At the helm of Florida State.
There.
And you are acting like, because he went 13-0 and they gave him gave him an extension.
Exactly. And it's still going to be expensive to fire him next year.
But not as expensive. And they will have more time to get it together, and they will fire him next year if he does not win.
Pretty expensive.
This is not a show me some progress year for Mike Norvell.
Of course it's not. But
if he does not win, he is getting fired. Period.
That's not true. That's just not true. Because we literally saw it this year.
Roddy,
he's coming back.
Would you like to make any official Rod Stradamus selections for this weekend? I'm not forcing you to, but if there's something that you are that confident in, I will allow it.
Give me Ole Miss, Oregon, Alabama, and Miami.
Going with the U.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Trip, I'm disappointed in you. I really am.
What do you mean?
Disappointed.
Why?
Because you're like, just show me some progress, something to believe in, Mike.
Hey, guess what? You show us some progress, the next coach has got something to work with. Maybe Sperry's the real deal.
No. As soon as the next coach comes in, Sperry's out. Everybody's out.
Know that.
Why would you not go?
You know the reason they didn't fire the coordinators?
Quarterback in the portal. That's crazy. Yeah.
They didn't fire the coordinators because they didn't want to pay the buyout because they want to save all their money to fire them all next year.
They're trying to help everybody get jobs elsewhere so they don't have to fire them.
It's a theory.
Yeah, the coordinators aren't getting hired anywhere else, not based on what happened last year. Where's Gus Malzahn going to go?
Gus.
I don't know.
Gus needs to just hang out with that
Nobody's
money,
beating down the door for Gus Malzahn. Let me tell you.
Gus needs to just buy a boat. He's probably already got one.
UAB, I mean, that could have been a spot.
Speaking of money.
Take a pay cut. It's not legit.
Maybe he wants to be a head coach again. Maybe he wants to go be an OC
he was the head coach at a Power 4 university, and he opted to leave and wasn't going to coach until Mike convinced him to.
Roddy, there's nothing crazy about saying play some of the guys who have been there and deserve a chance. Sperry was a big-time recruit. Sperry was a big-time recruit.
I have to
make sure. Give him a
big-time recruit. How big-time are we talking about here?
I have to do this. I have to do this.
Kevin Sperry
I'm trying to save you. I'm trying to save you.
Unmute him. How big are we? Like, when you say big-time recruit, we're not talking about DJ Lagway here. Like, what?
Yeah. He's a good recruit. I mean, Kevin Sperry's a good player. You literally said just a few weeks ago on this show, when you were down there before the season started, you guys were like, "Oh, who's this guy?"
Yes,
when you were
I stand by that.
So give the guy a shot. Cromot has a huge ceiling.
It'd be great in year 2 to do that. You can't do that in year 7. You can't.
You can't do what we just did in year 6.
No, you can't. But he got a buyout. He had a big buyout, and that protected him. That buyout's going down. He is getting fired if they do not win.
Going down.
That's not a matter of opinion. It's a matter of fact.
It's going down 10 million. And hey, if they finally pull the trigger on it, that's fine. Do what you got to do. But I'm just saying, you think it's some given that they're getting rid of the guy after what we just watched the last 2 years? There are
Roddy,
no
I have a question.
Yeah.
Who is more in need of a drug test? Me pitching you on JMU,
Dude,
Oregon,
both of you guys
Trip
drug tested. Good God.
That's a Trip
great
being
question.
okay with the 7-5 Mike Norvell season next year.
Good question.
I'm
Good
okay
question.
with it. Are you joking right now?
Dude, you're saying he's not going to get fired after a 7-5 season next year, basically.
I said he was. I don't want to. I don't call for people's jobs.
Kevin Sperry was a 3-star prospect. He was a big time recruit.
No, he wasn't 3-star. What are you looking at?
I'm looking at 247.
Bro.
247.
The 50th quarterback in the country, 140th player out of Texas, Kevin Sperry.
247.
All right, I'm wrapping up the show. It's been fun. It really has been. And Trip, when you want to do your own Florida State year-round college football
that's what they had him
podcast,
rated
I am
as.
absolutely rooting for you. I will be
The composite had him at a 4-star.
Play Sperry.
I'm just letting you guys know right now, if I hit Powerball this week, it's been fun. 1.25 Billy, all right? It's been fun. I'll never have to face the music after my JMU prediction goes wrong, at least on this show.
Bro, we will still know where to find you. Or maybe we won't.
No, you won't. Roddy, you'll never see or hear from me again.
When is this? When is the drawing?
Wednesday night's drawing is the second largest Powerball prize in history, and let's see, single payout, something
like
in the low
$500,000,
sixes.
$500 million.
Yeah, upper fives, low sixes, something like that. I think it depends on what state you live in. I'm just telling you right now, if it hits, it's been fun. Go Dukes. Roddy, thank you for hopping on with us. I'm sorry that you
should I pick my numbers or should I let them pick it?
You always go quick pick. Yeah, you let them pick it. Or you could let AI do it. People are doing that now. They let ChatGPT pick their numbers. It don't matter. We're not going to win. I'm just saying, if I do, Trip, you get the keys to the kingdom. Roddy, it's been great. One of my representatives will reach out and invite you to my lake house in the mountains. Okay?
One of my representatives. One odds of winning Powerball 1 in 292 million. Actually, technically 292,201,338.
I mean, but when it's 1.25 Billy, you're crazy not to get a ticket. You got to. Risk reward, right? You got to.
Yeah.
You got to. You just have to.
Yeah, I got to. Do you buy one or you buy like 5? $2? You throw $10 at it. Is it better to buy it the day before or should I buy it the day of?
Listen, man, you do you. Okay.
You're still going to do the show.
I need some strategy here.
No.
If I win? Yeah.
No.
Dude, see, the difference between me and Steven is if I win, you guys will see me same as ever. First off, I don't even know if I can be anonymous, I will be in winning it. But secondly, like you guys would still see me the next day.
I call BS on that.
Dude, what the hell am I going to do? I enjoy this.
Do you?
I enjoy doing this. Yeah.
Do you? I mean, you just had Trip and I just espouse nonsense for the last 20 minutes.
You guys need to be drug tested for sure.
You ask EJ who he wants to play quarterback next year.
There you go. That's it.
It's going to be.
We will land the plane on that question, Trip.
Dude.
That is a fair ask. Roddy will make that ask, and he will follow up with you. Maybe never. If he wins Powerball, you may never know the answer to that question.
I told you I will be here next week if I win Powerball.
Okay.
If I win it, Florida State's going to have a lot more money coming into that roster this coming year.
If I win it, Georgia Tech will have no more going into their roster.
Watch and see where Sam Levitt's at if I win that Powerball.
Bro,
watch and see.
Georgia Tech will get a gift, but it ain't going to be life-changing if I win that thing. It will not change Georgia Tech standing one bit.
You're just going to break them off a little bit.
I mean, they'll get a mil, maybe 2. They ain't getting 20 like whoever did it at Virginia Tech.
Yeah,
Sam Levitt, 20 mil for next year if I win.
That's you're resetting the market. I don't think that's necessary.
About the only difference that would happen is I would fly private to my games.
There we go. See, now things are changing. Let's go.
That'd be it.
Thank you guys for listening. We will be back later on in the week. Wayne Cook and Michael Felder will get a crack at some college football playoff analysis.
See what they
And
think about the FSU quarterback situation.
Please no, Trip. Please no. Just please don't. Thank you all for listening. We will talk to you very, very soon.